Having the moon in Aries in the 12th house in a birth chart suggests a core personality with a secret capacity for courage and decisiveness, despite their preference for solitude. This individual may cope with emotional turmoil through acts of bravery, although they might prefer to do so behind the scenes or in their private life. Struggles may arise from imbalances between wanting to be alone yet desiring recognition. In relationships, they often carry themselves as confident and bold, masking their true, more reserved nature. They might get overwhelmed easily in emotional situations and need space and time alone to recharge and reflect. Emotional independence is key for them, yet they may struggle to communicate their needs effectively, leading to misunderstandings. Career potential can be seen in roles that require initiatory energy but behind closed doors, perhaps in research, psychology, or humanitarian work where they can courageously pioneer to help others without being in the spotlight. This lunar placement strengths involve the ability to face emotional battles with bravery, a strong intuition, and the capacity to work independently. However, challenges arise from a tendency toward isolation, difficulties in sharing emotions, and a propensity for burying feelings instead of dealing with them. Key life lessons can involve honing their communication skills in expressing emotional needs and finding the balance between alone time and social connection. It's about embracing their bold emotional responses, and learning to navigate the fine line between self-reliance and allowing others in for emotional support. Having the moon in Taurus in the 12th house suggests a personality that values stability, peace, and harmony. This individual likely feels most secure when their emotional and material needs are met. They're patient, hardworking, and resourceful. However, they may struggle with change and resist stepping out of their comfort zone. In relationships, this person seeks out partners who offer security and consistency. They're loyal and dependable, but also need a lot of reassurance and affirmation. They're not prone to displays of passion or drama, preferring a steady and predictable course. They might struggle with expressing emotions openly and could be prone to bottling things up. As for career, this individual likely does well in roles that require patience, perseverance, and practical knowledge. They might excel in finance, real estate, or other industries that deal with tangible assets. However, they must be wary of burnout, as they can work excessively to maintain their security. Strengths of this placement include reliability, pragmatism, and resilience. Challenges include difficulty with change, a tendency to suppress emotions, and a potential for materialism. The biggest growth lesson for this individual is to learn that security cannot solely come from material wealth, but also from inner psychological and emotional balance. They should learn to express their feelings openly and be more accepting of change. This will not only bring them more emotional peace, but it will also enrich their relationships and potentially open new avenues in their work life. Having the moon in Gemini in the 12th house means that the person is likely to be intuitive and mentally active with a strong desire for solitude and introspection. They have a natural gift for communication, usually in spoken or written form, and their mind is often filled with intricate thoughts and ideas. However, they might struggle with hidden anxieties or fears. Emotionally, they might be prone to mood swings and can be quite sensitive. In relationships, these individuals may prefer intellectual connection over purely emotional bonds. They appreciate stimulating conversations and a dynamic exchange of ideas. On the other hand, they might have a tendency to isolate and withhold their feelings, which can create challenges in building deep and intimate connections. In terms of career, people with this placement could excel in roles that require intellectual stimulation or communication skills. This could range from writing, teaching, to counseling or even acting. One of the individual's strengths is their intellectual prowess and resourcefulness. However, the challenge here includes dealing with emotional instability and the urge for isolation. For personal growth, individuals might need to learn to communicate their emotions clearly and honestly, instead of hiding them or turning to escapism. They could also benefit from building a supportive network and dealing with the anxieties they may feel. Embracing periods of solitude for self-reflection can also be enriching, as long as they don't isolate themselves entirely from others. With the moon in Cancer in the 12th house, emotional sensitivity is a core personality trait. Individuals with this placement may feel their emotions deeply, often possessing a strong intuition and a great capacity for empathy. These individuals are often introverted, preferring solitude and introspection. They may be drawn to spiritual or mystical themes and may have an unconscious urge to help others. In relationships, they may be nurturing yet hesitant to reveal their deeper feelings due to an inherent fear of getting hurt. They're often drawn to relationships that provide emotional security, showing tenderness and care for loved ones. However, they may need to strike a balance to avoid becoming overly protective or dependent. Career-wise, this placement could point to professions connected with healthcare, social work, or the arts, specifically areas where empathy and intuition are required. Jobs that involve working behind the scenes could also appeal. Strengths include emotional depth, intuition, and the ability to deeply connect with others. These individuals can be great listeners and empathizers, possessing a natural ability to understand people's emotional needs. The challenges primarily revolve around fear of emotional vulnerability and a tendency towards isolation. There may also be struggles with setting healthy emotional boundaries. In terms of personal growth, learning to trust their own feelings, allowing others into their emotional world, and developing effective coping strategies for emotional overload can be transformative. This placement prompts individuals to delve into the unconscious, unearthing hidden strengths and confronting deep-seated fears. Real growth comes from learning to balance their need for solitude with meaningful connections with others. Someone with the moon in Leo in the 12th house may have a vivid inner life, as their emotions are passionate and dramatic, yet often concealed. They may be secretive about their feelings due to the 12th house's emphasis on privacy and solitude. However, their love for the dramatic may still show through in their creative and imaginative expression. In relationships, they could be loyal and generous but expect the same level of commitment in return. They could be prone to dramatic emotional moments, though these might be played out in private. Maintaining boundaries and not allowing their identity to be subsumed in their relationships might be challenging. In terms of career, this placement suggests strengths in fields involving imagination, intuition, and creativity. These people could flourish in arts, spirituality, or healing professions. Individuals with this placement may struggle with their need for recognition versus their desire for privacy. This dichotomy may lead to feelings of loneliness but also offers rich potential for personal growth. They have the chance to learn how to balance their need for public acclaim with their equally strong desire for reclusive solitude. Their strengths could include creativity, passion, independence, and generosity. However, they may also struggle with egocentricity, secretive tendencies, and difficulty acknowledging their emotions. They may also be subject to fluctuating moods and a propensity for withdrawal when hurt or threatened. In the journey of personal growth, learning to harness their deep-seated emotional intensity to fuel their creative abilities, rather than allowing it to isolate them, would be beneficial. Above all, learning to express their feelings openly rather than keeping them hidden could be a significant part of their personal evolution. The Moon in Virgo person in the 12th house displays strong instinctual behavior aligned with Virgo's practical and detail-focused nature. They possess a keen intellect, strive for precision and order, and show a tendency towards problem-solving. They can be self-critical and worry often, reflecting their profound sensitivity. In relationships, their inclination toward service can lead them to play a rescuer role, investing energy in fixing their partner's problems. However, their high standards and critical nature may come across as demanding or nitpicking, contributing to relationship difficulties. Career paths for this placement often involve behind-the-scenes roles, where their analytical skills and care for detail can flourish. Suitable fields include research, healthcare, or other service-oriented professions, capitalizing on their desire to help and their attention to detail. Strengths of this placement include analytical thinking, problem-solving skills, attention to detail, and a strong sense of service. Challenges typically involve self-criticism, over-analysis, and a tendency to worry excessively. Personal growth often comes from learning to manage their critical nature, allowing more mercy towards themselves and others. This involves learning to see their own worth, without the need for constant perfection. Understanding emotions as a form of data for growth, rather than a source of discomfort, could also be a significant lesson. They might also benefit from unlocking their spiritual side, tapping into the naturally reflective nature of the 12th house. Having the Moon in Libra in the 12th house suggests an individual with a deep desire for balance and harmony in both their inner and outer worlds. They likely crave solitude to reflect on emotions, thoughts, and dreams. They are sensitive and have a strong intuitive sense, able to perceive what others may hide. They may also absorb atmospheres and energies around them. These individuals often display diplomatic skills and strive for fairness in their relationships. They tend to avoid confrontation, preferring peaceful resolution of conflicts. Drawn to artistic and creative pursuits, these people are attracted to beauty, aesthetics, and the arts, often looking for symmetry in everything. When it comes to career, professions related to art, music, psychology, healing, spiritual, or social work can be appealing. This placement suggests an inclination toward professions that allow creative expression or provide an opportunity to help others. Strengths include emotional intelligence, diplomacy, and artistic talent. However, there are also challenges. Their absorbent nature can make it hard for them to distinguish their emotions from those of others. They might struggle with feelings of isolation and might need to work on setting emotional boundaries. Personal growth might come from acknowledging their inner emotional needs and learning to express them openly. Recognizing that conflict and discord are part of life's balance could also be a valuable lesson. The journey might involve facing their fears and embracing their intuitive and sensitive nature as a strength, not a weakness. Ultimately, they are learning to balance their need for solitude with their desire for partnership. Having the Moon in Scorpio in the 12th house suggests a personality full of depth and intensity. People with this placement often have a strong intuition and can sense things that others might overlook. They are drawn to mysteries and enjoy unraveling secrets, making them very insightful individuals. They can be very private and introspective, sometimes appearing secretive or reserved. In relationships, they require deep emotional connections. They are loyal and passionate but might also struggle with trust issues. Old wounds can cause highly emotional reactions, making it crucial for them to have partners who are patient and understanding. This placement can lead to careers in healing professions such as counseling or psychology due to the individual's innate understanding of others' emotions. In addition, their interest in mysteries can make them successful in fields like detective work, research, or sciences. Strengths involve remarkable intuitive abilities and a deep understanding of human nature. These individuals can be incredibly resourceful throughout their lives. However, challenges include dealing with trust issues, emotional volatility, and a tendency to isolate themselves emotionally. Anyone with this placement should be aware that their personal growth often involves learning to trust others more and not keep their emotions too guarded. They are encouraged to open up more to their loved ones and learn to channel their emotional intensity in positive ways. Their journey might involve deep emotional healing and developing a healthier relationship with themselves. Having the moon in Sagittarius in the 12th house relates to core aspects of one's personality. These individuals are highly intuitive and gain inner peace by traveling or spending time in nature. The love of freedom is prominent and they require ample space for personal growth. They are philosophical, future-oriented, and rather spiritual. In relationships, they highly value honesty and direct communication. They can be seen as emotionally generous but may struggle with the practical side of relationships. They are attracted to different cultures, might find contentment in long-distance relationships, or relationships with people who are different from them in some way. For career influences, fields related to spirituality, travel, education, or healing industries can be suitable. This placement suggests that their work must be meaningful and contribute to societal progress in some way. They might also be interested in occupations where they can utilize their intuition or imagination, such as writing, counseling, or the arts. Strengths of this placement include intellectual curiosity, optimism, adaptability, and spiritual growth. These individuals can easily foster connections with a wide variety of people because of their open-minded nature and love for cultural exchange. Challenges to encounter may include a tendency for escapism, difficulty understanding and expressing their own emotional needs, and the potential for unrealistic expectations. Learning to balance emotional needs with the desire for freedom and independence is a lifelong lesson for these individuals. It's also crucial for them to learn how to stay grounded in reality, rather than succumbing to escapism or over-idealism. The moon in Capricorn in the 12th house suggests a person with a strong inner drive and a practical, disciplined approach to life. They suit roles requiring efficiency and are natural leaders. Emotionally reserved, they value privacy, wanting to maintain an exterior of calm and control. This can lead to isolation, detachment, and struggles to express emotions. In relationships, they may seem distant or aloof to others. They need partners who understand their need for solitude and respect their emotional boundaries. They feel most secure with stable, committed relationships. The moon in Capricorn provides a strong aptitude for careers in management, politics, or any professional field requiring strategy, logistics, or structure. Often, they are drawn to roles offering power or status. They can excel in fields where they can utilize their planning and organizing abilities. Strengths include ambition, patience, and resilience. They are likely to triumph over trials due to their methodical nature. Challenges may include emotional detachment, fear of vulnerability, and a tendency to be overly serious or isolated. Learning to connect emotionally and share vulnerability is a key personal growth lesson. Recognizing emotions as strengths, not weaknesses, can lead to more satisfying relationships and a balanced life. In essence, the moon in Capricorn in the 12th house suggests a naturally ambitious, disciplined individual with deep emotional reserves. Balancing those emotional reserves with vulnerability and connecting with others is an ongoing growth opportunity. Moon in Aquarius in the 12th house suggests unconventional, open-minded personality traits. The individual often feels different or out of place, but uses this uniqueness to drive ambitions. This placement brings an intuitive understanding of human nature and a desire to make a positive impact. Empathy is strong, leading to a tendency to carry others' emotional burdens. In relationships, independence and emotional aloofness can seem contradictory. There's a need for freedom and space, but an equal desire for deep connections. People might find this individual unpredictable due to sudden changes of heart. Career-wise, the combination brings potential in fields requiring innovation and intuition. Professions involving humanitarianism, psychology, astrology, technology, or inventiveness may be fulfilling. Strengths include intrepid creativity, vision for universal betterment, and excellent problem-solving skills. The unique perspective on life brings original ideas and solutions. Challenges can arise from emotional detachment and a tendency to isolate themselves when emotionally overwhelmed. It can be a struggle to decode personal emotions and feelings, leaving them misunderstood by others. Personal growth lessons involve learning to share emotional hurdles and understanding it's okay to feel vulnerable. Balancing independence and emotional connections, and embracing uniqueness without feeling alienated will bring personal harmony. The journey is about realizing that being different is indeed special and beneficial to society. This placement suggests a compassionate and intuitive nature, with high emotional intelligence. The moon in Pisces brings out emotional depth and lends a natural psychic ability, making it easy to understand and resonate with others' emotions. This might lead to a tendency to be overly sensitive and easily overwhelmed, representing a key challenge. It's important to ensure this sensitivity is not exploited, as there's a strong inclination to help others, sometimes sacrificing personal needs. In relationships, the person may be a nurturing partner, very receptive to their partner's feelings. The downside is the potential for being overly dependent, which may lead to codependency if not careful. Communication and establishing boundaries can help mitigate this. The presence of the moon in the 12th house, often associated with spirituality and the unconscious, could mean a career in healing, counseling, or the arts might be fulfilling. This position also suggests an inner need for solitude and spiritual exploration. Balancing the need for alone time and interaction with others may present a challenge. Strengths encompass enhanced intuition, empathy, and creativity. Challenges may include emotional hypersensitivity, a tendency for self-sacrifice, and difficulty setting boundaries. A potential personal growth lesson is to learn how to use emotional intelligence to aid others without neglecting personal welfare. Recognizing and respecting personal boundaries can also lead to significant growth. The beauty of this placement lies in the capacity for deep emotional understanding and spiritual connectivity.